name is
when you
F2P
hit them
Solo
with
Q,
skull. I want to show
and
you here
this is
a
what
little
should
bit
I
of
learn
change once I
today.
hit this Garchomp with it. So we can see its auto attack
So
was
today
489 on Dragon
it's
Claw.
actually reading.
You can see kind of its
So
damage there. There's like a 311 in there or so. Now we're going to hit them with...
We're gonna be reading The Girl with the
Well, I'm trying to
Dragon
explain
Tattoo.
something. Back to that
A more
point.
serious
282,
problem was that he could
290
not
right
be
there.
sure
So
of
these
his
are
own
massive
feelings for the
damage
young
reductions.
woman.
Look at that, 242,
She was like a
290
nagging
from a move that was doing
itch, repellent, and
400
at the
or
same
so.
time
So the thought process
tempting.
here, obviously,
It was
is
not the sexual
this
attraction,
change
she
is
did not think
massive,
so.
and if you see a lot
The
of
women
attackers
he
on the
was
enemy
usually
team,
attracted to were
get ready,
blonde
because
and
you will
curvaceous,
change fights in
full
massive ways
lips
using
that
Skull.
aroused
All right,
his fantasies.
enjoy this match. It's a real fun.
And besides, he
and we're,
had
of
been
course,
married
using the
for
new
20
beautiful
years to
hardware.
a
Not right
Finnish
here,
woman
but in the
named
match.
Ritva,
Or
who still more than
whatever.
satisfied these requirements.
DMCA free, like
He had never been
it has
unfaithful.
to be
Well,
a song.
something may have happened just once, and his wife
like, trying
might
to
have
copyright me.
misunderstood
Copyrighted
if
all
she
the
had
time.
known about it.
For songs that,
But the
even
marriage
songs
was
that I
happy,
can
and
use,
he had
people try
2
to copyright
daughters
me, so
of
it
Saladin's
has to be
age.
something I can use.
In any case, he was not interested in flat-chested girls who might be
Oof, they got
mistaken
great
for
secure.
skinny boys at the distance.
We got
That
it,
was
though.
not his style.
Might be the choice spec stiff
Even
right
so, he had caught himself having inappropriate daydreams about Lisbeth
there. I'm not at all
Salander,
afraid of fighting on this goal.
and he
we just
recognized
won
that he was not completely unaffected by her. But the attraction Armansky thought was that Salander was a foreign creature to
And we
him.
just got that.
He might
Holy,
just as
we're
well have
crushing it
fallen
right
in love with
now.
a painting of a nymph or a Greek amphora.
Oh my gosh,
Salander
absolutely
represented a life that
demolishing
was
it right
not real
here.
for him, that fascinated him,
Holy,
though he could
people
not
will sing
share
songs
it.
of
And
this
in any
day.
case,
Let's go.
she forbade him from sharing it.
Ooh, look at that. Look at the
On
recall
one
animation,
occasion,
too.
Armansky
Pretty cool, huh?
was sitting at the cafe on
People will sing songs of
Torget
this
in
day. What a start.
Gambleston when Salander came, countering up, and sat at a table a short distance away. She was with 3 girls another way, all dressed in much the same way. Armansky had watched
Choice
her
specs. I
with
needed them,
interest.
clearly.
She seemed to be just
I
as
needed to be able to
reserved as
choose
she was
things
at work.
spectacularly.
But she had actually almost smiled at the story told by one of her companions, a girl with purple hair. Armansky wondered how she would react if one day he came to work with green hair. She would react if worn out jeans
have
and
a
a
wild
leather
charge
jacket
there, or
covered
with
with
volt
graffiti
switch.
and rivets.
And somehow
She
we're doing well.
probably would just smirk at him. She had
Crazy
been
but
sitting
true,
with her
everybody.
back to him and did not turn around once. Obviously
Look at that
unaware
damage on
that
Skull.
he was there, he felt strangely disturbed by
Like
her
a really
presence.
nice secure
When at
here.
last he got
Or
up to the
rip, I guess I should say. The
away
secure's not terrible with
and
Skull either
noticed,
because the
she
extra
suddenly
ticks.
turned and stared
man.
straight at him as though she
I
had
just-
been aware
I just like
all the
Scorpion
time that
this.
she was sitting there and had him
Check
on
it out.
her
Yeah, check me out. I'm crushing it.
radar. Her gaze had come so
I'm already almost 8.
surprisingly
Sure.
that it felt like an attack, and he pretended not to see her and hurriedly left the cafe. She had not said hello, even, but she followed him with her eyes. He was sure of it, and not until he turned the corner did they stop burning into his neck. She rarely laughed, but over time Armansky
Okay.
thought he noticed the
Retreat, you got it,
softening
pal.
of her attitude. She had a dry sense of humor, to put it mildly, which could
We're almost
prompt a crooked, ironic smile. Armansky
With the slowest
felt
of
so
bros.
provoked by her lack of emotional response that sometimes he wanted to grab hold of her and shake her, to force his way into her shell and win her friendship or at least her respect. Only once. After she had been working for him for 9 months, had he tried to discuss these feelings with her. It
We're
was at
chasing down
Milton
the Cliffable. We don't need
Security's
to. They're not going to be
Christmas
able to
party
destroy us.
one evening in December, and for once he was not sober.
Well,
Nothing inappropriate had happened.
I'll break.
He had just tried to tell her that he actually liked her. Most of all, he wanted to explain that
No
he
more
felt
XP in the lanes.
protective towards her, and if she ever needed help with anything, she should not hesitate to come to him. He had even tried to give her a hug, all in friendliness, of course.
I don't think I needed
She
to
had
unite him
wriggled
there,
out
but I wanted
this
to make sure we got the
clumsy
KO.
embrace and left the party. After that, she
Ooh.
had not appeared
Dude,
in
we
the
are
office or
cruising
answered
right
her
now.
mobile. Her absence had felt like torture, almost a form of personal
Our cruising
punishment.
altitude's
He had
insane.
nobody to discuss his feelings with, and for the first time he realized with appalling clarity what a destructive hold she had over him.
Big is still here.
3 weeks later, when Armansky was
Hey,
working
this
late
is the midway
one
point of the video
evening
where I
going
want to know
over
from
to
you,
the year-end
like
bookkeeping
this hollowware, is there
calendar
something that you have
reappeared,
in your
she
head
came
that
into
you
his
think would be
office as silently
amazingly
as a
cool and you would
ghost,
love
and
to
he
see in the
became
game?
aware that she
Let me
was
know.
standing in the shadows inside the doorway, watching him. He had no idea how long she had been there. "Would you like some coffee?" she asked. She handed him a cup from the espresso machine in the canteen. Mutely, he accepted it, feeling both relief and terror when she shoved the door close to her foot. She sat down opposite his desk and looked at him straight in the eye. Then she asked a question in a way that could neither be laughed off nor avoided. "Dragon, are you attracted to me?" Armansky sat as if he paralyzed while desperately wondering how to answer. His first impulse was to pretend to be insulted. Then he saw her expression. It came to him that this was the first time she had ever uttered any such personal question. It was seriously meant as it, and if he tried to laugh it off, she would take it as an affront. She wanted to talk to him, and he wondered how long it had taken her to get up the courage to ask that question. He slowly put down his pen and then leaned back in his chair. "Finally here next. What makes you think that?" he said. "Let me just read you that. What makes you think that?" he said. "The way you look at me and the way you don't look at me, and the times you were about to reach out your hand and touch me but
Can I
stopped."
get Gran? No.
Yourself.
Anybody? Cerulege unite? Mime
He smiled at
great.
her. "I reckon
Ooh, good
you'd
job,
bite
Mime.
off my hand if I laid a
job.
finger on you." She did not smile. She was waiting. "Elizabeth,
Quick
I'm
question,
your
Chad,
boss,
before
and
I goes, do y'all
even
like
if I
playing
were
Unite on
attracted
Switch
to
or
you,
mobile?
I'd
I
never
like both.
act on it."
Mobile runs better, but I
She
like
was
the
still
controller
waiting.
on Switch. So
Between
I
us,
play on Switch.
yes, there have been times when
The
I have
controller
felt
is like my
attracted to
friend.
you. I can't explain it, but that's the way
But
it is.
I think it runs
For some
better
reason,
on
I
mobile.
don't
Like
really
every time
understand.
we're
I
out
like
doing
you a
like
lot,
casting
but
events
it's
or
not
whatever,
a
we
physical
always
thing.
play on mobile.
That's good, because it will never happen. Armansky laughed. That first time she had said something personal
No one's
was the
getting any of it.
most disheartening news a man could imagine
jungler?
receiving. He struggled to find the right words. "Elizabeth, I understand that
Guys,
you're not
me?
interested in an old man of 50 plus.
We gonna hit that? Wow, that was scary.
I'm not interested in an old man of 50 plus who's my boss." She held up a hand. "Wait, let me speak. You're sometimes stupid and maddeningly bureaucratic, but you're actually an attractive man, and I can also feel. But you're my boss, and I've met your wife, and I want to keep my job with you. And the
Obviously, I'm
most
absolutely
idiotic
heartbroken
thing
by
I
how
could
that
do
fight
is
went.
get involved with you."
Cerulege was basing and didn't try to move in time.
Armansky
Either
said
way,
nothing,
Zero
hardly
scored
daring
40.
to breathe. "I'm
Not playing
aware what
Unite
you've
with you
done
in
to me,
person while in NOLA is my only
and
regret.
I'm not
Oh, that would have been
ungrateful.
fun.
Sorry.
I didn't get to play much Unite in New Orleans, actually.
I'm aware of what
Normally on our
you've done
trips,
to
we get to
me,
play
and I'm
more.
not ungrateful.
But we were
I
really busy
appreciate
that
that you
trip.
actually showed yourself to be greater than your prejudices. You've given me a chance here, but I don't want you for
Why is there
my lover,
Cerulege
and you're
pinging?
not
Thanks.
my father.
Like
Sorry,
they've been
it's just a girl.
involved in anything
Sorry.
like him.
I'm aware what you've done for me, and I'm not ungrateful. I appreciate that you've actually showed yourself to be greater than your prejudices. And have given me a chance here, but I don't want you for my
I would
lover.
give this to Cram if he
And
walks
you're not
by.
my father.
I don't know if he wants it.
After a while, Armansky sighed helplessly. What exactly do you want from me? I want to continue working for you. If that's okay with you.
You didn't get to do the side events? I did.
He nodded
yeah.
and then answered her as honestly as he could. I really do
I did do side
want
events.
you to work for me, but I also want you to feel some sort of friendship and trust in me.
Okay, that was a
Right.
really good reunite.
You're not the person who encourages you're
Okay.
You're not the person who encourages friendship, he said. She seemed to withdraw. He went on.
I mean, he's not
I
gonna have
understand
it.
that you don't want anyone interfering in your life, and I'll try not to do that. But is it alright if I continue to like you?
They do rip this.
Salander thought about it for a long time. Then she replied by
Oh my
getting up,
gosh, what a huge catch on
walking
ground right
around the
there.
desk and giving him a hug. He was totally shocked. Only when she released him did he take her hand.
Dude.
We can be friends.
It's Jover.
She nodded once.
It's Jover, everybody.
That was the only time she ever showed him tenderness. And the only time she ever touched him. It was a moment Armansky fondly remembered. After 4 years, she had still vouchsafed hardly a detail about her private life or her background to Armansky. Once he applied his own knowledge of the Pinder sort in her.
So can
He also had a long talk with Holger,
make sure mine gets in here.
who did not seem surprised to see him, and what he finally found out did not increase his trust in her. He never mentioned a word about this to her or let her know that he had been snooping into
Gotta
her
walk
life.
out of the Dragon Pulse there.
Instead, he hid his uneasiness
We're
and
going home.
increased his watchfulness.
Still going for it. I'm just gonna charge my knife.
There's
45 seconds left. They could try something.
And,
they could try something for sure.
I did not rehearse, so I did not read
they
the
don't got much of a shot, but you might as well just get one of the most dumb unites in the game, right?